Welcome. I'm Chad Morris, Athletic Director and Head Football Coach in Stephenville, Texas. We're a Class 4A school. Been a very successful program. What I'm going to talk to you about in the next 30 to 40 minutes is the quarterback runs from the gun. We feel like that our quarterback is very instrumental in our success, both throwing the football as well as running the football. So as we take you through these next few minutes, and visit with some of the different plays and ideas that we've came up with, that we've borrowed, that we've stolen from other coaches around the country that have made us successful and made our quarterback a run threat. The types of quarterback runs from the gun that we utilize. A dart, we'll do a quarterback dart that will go to the one technique. We'll also do a quarterback dart T, and we'll talk a little bit about what the T means in a few minutes. And that also is to a one technique. The counter T, the quarterback power, and a quarterback switch, which is a power switch, which is good versus a 3-down look. Why incorporate your quarterback into your run game? Well, there's a few things that we like to look at as we start this process. The defense cannot account for the quarterback. We feel like that once they get everybody accounted for, that the quarterback is the one, the kind of the lone standard that they really don't account for running the football. You can run him out of an empty formation. As I stressed earlier, we run a lot of empty formations, and feel that this is another opportunity to get our quarterback matched up in maybe a 5-on-4 or a 6-on-4 or 6-on-5 numbers game in the box. We feel like we can spread the field and use motion to move blockers back into the backfield to help the quarterback out. And it also gives us a misdirection, kind of a wing T look out of the gun running the quarterback. It gives you like I said, the wing T look. We try to utilize that as much as possible to give our quarterback the opportunity to break free on a few runs. One of the things that we talk about in the run game with the quarterback is how often do we run our quarterback? Well, the number one thing that we look at as we prepare for our season and we start laying out the game plan for the entire season is we identify the certain games that we feel like that the quarterback has to run for us to be successful. Whether it's a district ball game or a non-district ball game against a big rival, then we'll take that chance and run him to help us out, maybe become more successful. We try not to run him in games that we feel confident enough about. We try not to build it into our game plan as much. But when the playoffs get here, we feel like that's an open door to where he's capable of running at any given time. 2 years ago in 2005, we were 13-1 and made it to the state semifinals, and our quarterback Jevin Sneed rushed the ball for close to 1,000 yards. And that year, 800 of the 1,000 or so were in the playoffs alone. So you can kind of see that we kind of picked and chose where we chose to run him at, and the playoffs were fair game. The gloves were off, so to speak. Much like you do in your system, you run a counter, or you run a power or a shuttle game, we do as well. The way we block our quarterback power and our quarterback counter is just like we block our run counter and our run power. We're gonna double the 3. We prefer to run it to a 3 technique. We're gonna double the 3 to the backside linebacker, and with the fullback, use the fullback's path of an inside-out view to kick the end out and take our quarterback and let him occupy a gap. So much like you do with the power, we do with the counter as well. Our quarterback has to be knowledgeable in our quarterback T, our counter T game, to where the guard is kicking the end out, and whether or not, much like we teach our running backs, whether or not we want to log outside if it's a log block and the quarterback bounces it, or turn it up inside. So this just shows you and tells you right here as far as our quarterback game. In this case is our quarterback counter T and how we would block it. Obviously we keep our backside tackle in for the what we call gap hinge, the backside end. And we would use our tailback to take the place of the tackle and run him up inside for the linebacker. As you'll see some video in a few minutes. This gives you some misdirection. This is actually our quarterback counter T. This is a 5 right formation, and we're wheel motioning in. And as we wheel motion in, we're faking the back across the formation. Again, we've ran ample opportunities of running to the fullback. That's been a big tendency for us. That we've been, they predominantly run to the fullback. Well, this gives us an opportunity to break that tendency. As we motion this back into the backfield, you can see how he shuts it down around the top of the tackle. The quarterback in turn gives a good ride. The tailback then and the backside, his responsibility is to pick up any leakage that's coming through the backside and then release outside as well. Here's your block. You got in this case here, you got a log block that's taking place. You can see your fullback does a great job, as he would in our regular counter T to our tailback. This is just to the quarterback. He does a good job here with the log as he works the log around the edge of the center. And for first thread outside, quarterback does a good job lowering his shoulder, does a good job of running over his pads with body leverage. You can see it in the tight view here. Good angle right there by our tailback coming down the hill. Good ride. You can still see inside receiver bubbling. Again, look what happens up here when you bubble the inside receiver. You're capable of pulling another body out of the field of play. It's a good job, good ride. Quarterback does a good job getting outside. Would prefer our center in this, well actually our guard in this case, to wrap. If you're going to commit to the log, if you're going to commit to logging us, then go ahead and get on his outside shoulder and really work hard and flat up the field so this fullback, and the fullback does an outstanding job of getting a little bit of depth right there to get up the field and start looking outside in or inside to out. Okay, this is a way, another way of running our counter T, our cowboy, or our quarterback counter T out of a 4x1 look, a quads look. We're motioning the back into the backfield. That's our fullback. Motioning him into the backfield. And we'll fake 2 steps across. Quarterback does a really good job. In this case, the back is aiming point is about 1.5 yards to 2 yards in front of the quarterback. He's going to come across the quarterback. We're going to ride him for 2 steps, and he now is buying time for the guard to get around to do the kick. So you can see the guard. Here comes the guard. Gives great spacing right here. It's a good kick. Quarterback is reading the block of the fullback as well. All right, this gives you a tighter view of it. He's motioning back into the backfield, 2 steps across. You can see quarterback, all we want to do is show ball. We're not asking for a ride fake, just show ball. It's not the quarterback's job to carry the fake out here. We're telling our fullback to throw his arms up, get arms up to show the fake. Here comes the guard. You can see the guard coming, looking for the log or the kick. And this is one of the ones, it's early in the year, and you kind of figure that we just hadn't seen it enough, but the guard should be out here on his outside shoulder now, or if he's going to log it, or work flat for the kick out. Again, this is the same play that you saw right here with the motion and bringing the fullback back this way. It's the same play, same philosophy for this fullback in this picture right here. The exception is he's motioning in, and he's now serving as if he's running the ball. We feel like that if you watch this linebacker, we feel like the linebackers are at least going to bite on possible play fake to that side, and then he now turns back into our lead blocker. Okay, here you are again. This is out of a empty set, a 5 right. We're wheeling into the backfield. Misdirection happening again. The center now we're pulling versus 2-3 techniques. Pulling. He now gets a kick. You can see a great kick right here. And that back does a good job finding the crease. And the quarterback, just enough misdirection fake. If you'll watch the linebackers flow, if you watch both linebackers flow, and as they flow, it gives our quarterback just enough room to get through the crease and to pick up a big play for us. Okay, here he goes, wheeling into the backfield. Good fake. Good kick out right here by our center. Does a good job right there. Excellent block by our fullback. That's what we're after. Once you turn inside and look from our fullback standpoint, we're looking to throw, aiming for the outside hip, outside hip of that linebacker. It's a good hard run by our quarterback. Okay. All right. It's real similar. Same thing. 5 left. Same formation here. 5 left with a wheel motion. And going to run our cowboy, our quarterback counter T to the right. Now, as the tight view shows, this is another one that probably should have been a log if you'll watch. Right there. See how he turns his shoulders right there? That immediately should tell our center that it now is becoming a log. So we want to get on his outside shoulder. You can see how he is. He is closed down with the tackle. He's turned his shoulders. He should be up on his side of him, working the log and the fullback over the top. Now, visiting with a lot of people, visiting with Gus, Gus shared to me that as we incorporated our system, that they wanted to hit every counter inside. We're a little different than that. We want to try to read the block or read that block of the guard and see if it's going to be a log or a bounce. And so that right there should have been a log, but still we were able to bounce it outside and get away with it. We got a 3 left formation now. Same thing, you can watch, it's still our counter T. T tells the tackle to stay in. It's just we're faking across the formation and using this back, just a long enough fake to allow our guard to do the kick out. So here's our guard coming, gets the kick, little deep, should be working a little flatter, but still we were able to get inside of him. We're following the block of the fullback. Here's the tight view of it. Comes across. Remember his aiming point, 1.5 yards in front. Just throw his elbow up, get his eyes on the backer where he's going to be at. Again, misdirection, it gives the illusion of the wing T out of the gun. Here's another one. This time we're running it to the right. Notice what we do with our inside receiver still bubbling. Look what it's doing to your outside linebacker. Got a good kick. And enables our quarterback to spring a big play for a touchdown. This was in a close ball game, and so it was a close district game, very tough ball game. And a play like that, just some type of misdirection, just watching the linebackers as the fake just holds them just long enough to allow the quarterback some success. Just enough. Okay. Now another way to run it, the same play. It's again, it's still our counter T. We've lined up in a stack formation. We're now motioning our fullback across. Again, a lot of misdirection here. motioning our fullback across the formation. He starts his shuffle. Ball snap, we're going to fake to the running back. Fake to the tailback. Still working our counter game. It's a great log block you're seeing happen right here. Gets the log, gets us on the outside, and us to turn inside. Just right off the block of the fullback. Okay. Just a short motion. We call it yo-yo motion. Just a short yo-yo motion. Give us time. It's a great spacing right here between the fullback and the guard. It's exactly what you want him. And notice he's not in such a big hurry. It's a slow process. And as he gets logged, then he's going to work up outside, looking inside to out. Stack formation, same deal. Same play, just to the other side now. Gives a misdirection look. Watch your linebackers. Linebackers are frozen. They're split reading us. So we feel like we're going to take one out of the play. Got a good kick out. Quarterback finds the play or finds the hole and does a great job turning up. That's our quarterback counter tee. Watch the tight view of it. A little tight. They're just a little bit tight right there. I'd prefer the spacing to be a little bit wider. But still a good opportunity right there for us to have a big play. Okay, you've got a 5 right formation and we're wheeling into the backfield. You've got misdirection. Again, watch your linebackers. Watch the flow. One of the things that we like to do with our quarterbacks, we like to take the ball when we're close to the goal line, inside the 10-yard line. We like for our quarterback to be the one that's really going to be the one handling the ball. Whether that's we're running our quarterback powers or whether we're running our quarterback counters, it's still part of our game plan. But close situations, games on the line, we want the ball in our quarterback's hands. Now, as we move on to the quarterback power. Our power rules are much like everybody else's power rules, but we're going to go through them. Our play side tackle will work with the double team with the 3 technique. He'll step with his inside foot first, working up the track to the backside linebacker. The play side guard doubles with the play side tackle. And again, they're working foot to foot. We want to create that merge as they work up their track to the backside linebacker. We're going to use our center to turn back on a 1 technique. The backside guard is going to butt cheek pull. It means when he's going to take a crossover step, if he's pulling to the right, he's going to take his left foot and cross over, step on his right butt cheek, keeping his shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage, allowing him to find the first sign of daylight, we call it bite daylight, to turn up. And when that happens, we're looking for the double to happen to the backside linebacker. We're pulling for the play side linebacker. Backside tackle, you're going to gap hinge. Fullback's going to line in a position that will give him the best angle to kick out the end man on the line or the area on the line. We tell our fullback that he doesn't have a man. He has an area, but we want his head up the field with his butt end turned out. It doesn't have to be the bruising fullback and knocking him on the ground. It just has to be put a body on him and shield the hole. We do not want him cutting in the hole. We feel like if he starts cutting in the hole, then what's going to happen is he's going to create bodies, and in that situation, our quarterback's not going to be able to run through there, find the gap or the crease effectively enough. The tailback, he's lined up in the backfield. He'll fake across the quarterback's face. The quarterback gives a soft ride and looks to run through the smoke. One thing we talk about, it's an A-gap play. All our power games an A-gap play. We want to run through the smoke as it converges and a lot of cluster of bodies are happening. Still believe that there's something going to happen. And then once you get there, if it doesn't, then you can work your slide to B gap. But believe the fact that there's going to be a mass of bodies that keep running and A gap will open up. Again, deep in our own territory, we're going to keep the ball in our quarterback's hands. Just running a quarterback power. Our quarterback depth is about 4.5 yards. We'd like for his heels to be sitting at 4.5, no deeper than 5. We allow him to feel comfortable, whatever that may be, the yardage. Fullback's on an inside-out path. You can see here our backside guard is pulling, wrapping, keeping his shoulders square, does a good job there. Turning and looking to bite daylight, first sign. Quarterback does a good job just getting in, keeping the ball high and tight on the tuck and keeping it secure, and let's just get what we can. Here's the tight view of it. Inside out. Good job by our fullback. It's a good run by our quarterback. Down close to the goal line, we've got a speed motion or a pop motion called. Inside out, A-gap play. It's a good job by our guard. Pulls, good butt cheek pull right there, first sign of daylight. Here's a wide view of it. You get a better view. Good. Okay. Again, down ball close to the goal line. Inside out by our tailback, our fullback. Inside out path. Does a good job right here. Creating, finding the A gap, turning up in the hole. Okay. This is out of a stack formation. We'll also run this out of stack. 2 back right, stack opposite, with a speed motion coming across. And we'll work the fake off the speed. Again, the misdirection look, the wing T look out of the gun. We'll fake to the speed back coming. And also fake to the tailback coming across our face. And still being able to occupy and let the quarterback still run A gap. Go back, or we'll go and look at the tight view of it. See the stack look. You got your speed motion coming. It's a good path by your fullback here, inside out, and turning up in the hole. Same play, but we're running in the midfield. And we're just creating misdirection. That's the thing. We want to try to, if you're going to run your quarterback, try to prevent him from getting hit as much as possible. So a lot of misdirection gives some uncertainty. Maybe let some kids, some of the players, kind of flat foot, or what we call flat foot for a few steps, kind of unsure, and their cleats are set flat in the ground, and allows our quarterback, if he is going to get hit, not take a direct hit on it. Here's the tight view of it. It's a good job right here by our fullback. Turning, all he's got to do is just get his tail in the hole and turn up and work for A gap. Now, so we've talked now to this point on quarterback counter, our quarterback counter T, and our quarterback dart, and our quarterback power. We're moving into our quarterback dart game now. Our dart rules are much like our run dart rules to our tailback or to our fullback, with the exception of we have the quarterback included in this. Our play side tackle is going to pass set with his hands up in good vertical depth. Our play side guard must keep the one technique from fighting across his face. The center is going to chip off the one. He and the guard are going to double the one to the backside linebacker. He's got to keep his eyes up. That's one of the most important things, is as you step for a double team and you work up, keep your eyes up for any run-through linebackers. Your backside guard is going to turn out on a 3, or he's going to base the 2 technique. Your backside tackle, again, is going to butt cheek pull, looking to bite daylight for the play side linebacker. If he hears T attached to the dart, then he knows then to stay on the defensive end. The fullback, if no T has been called, he'll fake across the quarterback, looking to pick up the backside defensive end for the pull and tackle. Again, if there's no T called, he's faking across, kind of like the counter, and blocking the backside end. If a T has been called, then he's going to aim 1.5 yards in front, much like you saw earlier on our counter T, as he fakes across and doubles back. That's the same concept for it. We use it to call a crossover and a plant, and then look for the play side linebacker. The quarterback's going to treat it just like counter. Okay, as we go through this, I'll show you some video on our quarterback dart. Okay, this is our quarterback dart T. Going back and looking back at our counter T earlier, our quarterback counter T, same concept where he comes across and then fakes back. This case is the same thing for these two guys, but we're play setting here, our play side tackle. But we're keeping our backside tackle on because of the T being called. Pass set, good fake, just a quick fake. Throw elbow up, give us a quick fake, and then we're turning up in the hole. Should be looking the eyes up. We should be coming off the combo block right here to the Mike linebacker. This is the fullback's job right there. Does a good job giving the quarterback, springing him for a run. You can see it in a wide view, watching the receivers. Big block right here. He's got to stay with it. Stay with it. One thing we try to take a lot of pride in is our receiver blocking. Feel like that gives us a lot of success, as it does all teams. If you got physical receivers, they can basically set the attitude for the game on the outside. Here it is out of a 4 left or a quads formation. We've got a motion into the backfield. And as he motions into the backfield, we'll fake across. 2 steps across. Notice your inside receiver is still bubbling. Going to hope to draw the safety over just a little bit. And watch your safety commit. A couple of steps is all it takes. Does a good job right there. Okay, going to our wide view. Pass setting. You can see the play side tackle pass set. Fullback does a great job. Again, coming across the formation, 2 steps, working his way back. Notice the hurry up. The urgency, the sense of urgency we have. They're still trying to worry about where to get lined up at. And does a good job with it. Last one. Take a break for a second. Let's look at it. As we finish up and we show some of the last footage of our quarterback dart T, just keep in mind that the coaching point that needs to be emphasized in this when you start running your T packages is to make sure that fullback understands where he needs to be and not stepping on the quarterback's toes as he comes across for the fake. Again, if you're watching right here, as he comes across, his aiming point, as I've stressed earlier, is 1.5 yards in front. Clear distance. Get out of his way, because the last thing you want to do is create some type of contact that's going to spring the ball loose. But what we found in this as we run our quarterback is that he becomes more of a threat. He gives defensive coordinators more problems to not only deal with the hurry-up tempo of the game, but also knowing the fact that he is a threat running the football. If you've got a quarterback that can pose that type of threat, then you obviously have an opportunity to be very successful. I hope some of these ideas that we've stolen and taken from other coaches across the country and across the state of Texas will benefit you and help you out and become a successful high school program or college or NFL program, and that's been very, very honored to share our knowledge and what has made us successful. And on behalf of all our coaches in the state of Texas, and we feel like that Texas high school football has been very successful and has laid a lot of groundwork, as well as many other states throughout the United States in the football programs. But it has been great, and I hope this information finds your program doing very well. Thank you.